Morning Year 7, hope you're okay. We are learning to develop tone today, and we're going to start by just checking out this sphere here. So you can see there's a light source shining onto the highlight, and then you've got midtones, core shadows, reflected light at the bottom edge there, and a cast shadow. So the first task, what I want you to do is shade, create a tonal scale. So remember your shading grip, holding your pencil like a knife, and using the side of the lead, pressing really, really hard, and then getting lighter and lighter and lighter as you get to the end. Notice I'm building it up. So I'm going over it over and over again and building up the tone to get it just as I want it. It's not scribbly, it's nice and even, and I'm just working on getting it lighter and lighter. You'll see I switched the side of my lead there because I ran out, so do twist your pencil around. You don't need any posh equipment, any old pencil will do, but it's got to be sharp. So I'm now just working on my edges, so I've switched back to my normal sketching and writing grip now, and I'm just shading in those edges to get it really, really tidy, and I can also just fill in the edges like that. So get it to the absolute best quality. Okay, and then I'm going to use my finger just to soften it, and the key word today is soft tone. Soft tone looks soft and not scribbly. It's the opposite of scribbly. So you can see I've used my finger to just soften the tone. Okay, so task 2 then, I want you to experiment a little bit more at creating soft tone, okay? And you're going to do that just in the space below, and as I've said, it means no scribbles. So you're using your shading grip, side of the pencil lead, and you're going to build up that tone. That is an example of not soft tone. So you can see I'm using the tip of the lead and then the side of the lead. With soft tone, you've got to only use the side of the lead. Okay, see if you can do a medium pressure, light pressure, dark pressure, but make sure it's soft tone, and do use your finger to make it even softer. Okay, so then for task 3, you need to finish the stag beetle drawing on page 3. Your success criteria is, it's got to be accurate, you've got to add core shadows, which are the really dark bits, you've got to add a full range of midtones, you've got to have a highlight in there where the light is being reflected, it's got to be blended, you've got to use soft tone, and it's got to look 3D, so have form. Okay, so I've sped this bit up a bit, but as you can see, I'm just mapping out the other side, and I'm using the pencil to measure to make sure that I get it really, really symmetrical. I'm using light, sketchy lines, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm adding the head, the thorax, and then I'm going to add in the abdomen underneath. So once you've finished your sketch, you are ready to start developing the tone. You'll see that I started with my core shadows using my shading grip, and then for the more detailed areas I flip back to using my normal writing or sketching position. Also here you'll see I'm developing the darker areas, and so to really apply heavy pressure I'm using my normal writing and sketching grip. But for the larger areas I do tend to use my shading grip. So try it out and try and use a little bit of both. Legs are really, really tricky, but if you have a look here, you'll see that I'm adding planning lines to work out the angle of the leg before I add any detail, and I'm adding them in sections. The legs tend to be split into 3 sections. So I'm working what direction they should be pointing in, and then I am adding in the detail, just really, really lightly, and then after I've done that, I'm shading them just as I shaded the body. And last of all, I just had another look at the abdomen. I decided that I need to get those core shadows even darker, and then I'm blending it with my finger just to soften it and create that soft tone that we practiced earlier, and then using an eraser to try and enhance my highlights. And I just flipped to a smaller eraser so I can erase some finer detail. That's it. Hope you enjoy.